store was closed because God made the store to be closed, and everything God does is good and right. Now, a theology gave her an understanding of life because her answer reflected two eternal truths. God is sovereign over all things, including the closing times of stores. That's a big theological thought for a child. To be able to put that together, God is sovereign over everything, and guess what? That store closed at that time because that's what God wanted. And secondly, that everything that comes from God is good and right, including inconvenient circumstances. I mean, you can imagine the heart of a child who understands those kind of theological truths, how they're going to interpret life. They're going to interpret it from a God perspective, understanding that God is at work in his world, and they're going to be able to put the pieces of their lives into a correct narrative and a correct framework. And, our younger daughter, Christy, is 33 years old, and for someone her age, she has had an inordinate amount of trials and sufferings. None of them things that she brought on by bad decisions she did. It's just, I don't know what it is about her. It's just, they just kind of come her way. And so just recently, she's a certified nurse midwife, okay? And she tore something in her hip, which has given her tremendous back pain, and it's been like 2.5 months that she's been in extreme pain. And this is the long line of sufferings. This is just one more that she's had. And so I said to her, I said, Christy, is there any part of you that says, God, I think I've kind of had enough. I mean, this is, why me? I mean, I've had so much in my life. And I said, is there any part of you that is questioning God's goodness or why this is happening to you? And she said, no, Mom. She said, I know that God is sovereign over all things. And he has a purpose for this. Awesome. And I just need to trust him. It comes from her being a child and understanding the sovereignty of God so well that she can put her life in that framework and what will stand. She has a theological framework in which to put those circumstances of her life. And I think if you don't know correct doctrine, you are going to be deceived. You're going to be tossed about like the waves in the sea. Every whim of doctrine is going to come your way, and you're not going to have a ground to stand on because you don't know the doctrines of the Bible. You don't know what is true about God. You don't know what is true about man. You don't know what is true about God's purposes. And I just think it's critical that children have a good theology.
That's good.
It's funny, as you were telling that story, Sally, I was reminded of when that same 33-year-old was in school somewhere along the way, and she was being corrected, in the midst of being corrected, and sent to her room, and her older sister was pretty upset at Mom and Dad for being so tough on... Okay, so she was preschool, I guess. I just remember the line. So she's in there. She's upset. Amy's upset because she's going through this struggle.
Because Mom is being so mean to her sister. That's why she was upset.
And I don't remember exactly what she said, so why don't you tell me, Sally?
Okay, so Christy, hearing Amy being so upset, opened the door, and I'm kidding you, she was a preschooler, and she said to Amy, Mommy knows I need this.
Yeah, Mommy loves me. This is good for me.
Yeah, Mommy knows I need this. And I was shocked.
But understanding how suffering can be for your good, the foundations of what she's experienced now as an adult was laid at those earlier formative years where she's got this concept how a person can be loving and good and benevolent and still bring pain and suffering into your life.
That's right. Her words were, Mommy loves me. This is good. No, this is good for me. Mommy loves me. I need this. You're understanding your sin nature too.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a great understanding.
Praise the Lord. That's awesome. Wonderful. Yeah, that is so immensely important. The last question we want to ask, and we've so appreciated all of your answers. It's been so helpful for us, I know. But how can people learn more about your work for the Lord through Children Desiring God? And what's the new name again? I'm sorry.
It's going to be Truth 78. And so I think if you Google that, I'm not sure if you're going to find anything, but childrendesiringgod.org is our website. That will take you to all of our resources that we have and various samples and all of our conferences that we've done. At least the main sessions and many of the seminars are available to listen to and capture a lot of the things that we've been talking about today.
Well, David and Sally, thank you so much for your time. I know I've benefited a lot from this conversation. It's got my wheels turning and thinking in my own home, but also how can I encourage the parents here at our church. And thank you to just your ministry where you are and a long history of faithfulness and how you're serving the wider church. Now, we do have a special offer, I guess, today. Would review this on social media or pass this along with a hashtag TFMCDG. That's like Theological Family Ministry Podcast, Children Desiring God. There's 2 resources that we have available. All right, so be out there, and then these are excellent resources that you can make use of in your own family, your own church. And so, yeah, and just this will help get the word out to continue this conversation in other churches and other families so that we can raise up a generation of children who know and love the Lord. So thanks for listening to this episode, and we hope to have you back next time.